Air Tank Mod Soldier here, and I'm back to talk about Star Trek Lower Decks Season 2, Episode 2 of my thoughts on this episode. Not great, but there was an improvement. Small improvement, but there was an improvement and something I actually liked. And it's Boimler. Boimler's part in this episode was the only good part. Was Boimler's part perfect? God damn no. But if this episode had just been concentrated on Boimler and the Titan, I think this episode would have been okay. But they didn't. They concentrated on both. Again, Marina is just not an interesting character. She's just an annoying bitch. She really is. They really haven't learned a fucking thing from season 1, have they? And it's completely stupid. This entire fucking series is completely stupid. How the hell this might be getting a season 3 is a fucking joke. Because apparently there's rumours going around that yes, this has been given another season, and it's just like there's no fucking interest because there's barely any reviews on this fucking show. The hype on Twitter is non-existent. Like, this show is just a disaster. But CBS doesn't care because they gave Kurtzman more money and more time to destroy Star Trek. So what do you expect? But yeah, the episode was boring with the Mariner parts. If you had taken all the Mariner stuff out of this, I think this episode would have been okay. It's, again, Mariner is just one of the biggest problems in this show. Tendi and Rutherford are glorified extras at this point. They really are. They don't know how to tell a good story with this show. Star Trek used to concentrate on one character an episode. I mean, yes, you'd get the few other characters mixed in, but the show would concentrate on one character on an episode. It's like with DS9 when Odo had a problem, or when Odo had to fucking get prisoners away from the Cardassians. You know, he would. What I'm trying to say is, it concentrated, like, episodes used to concentrate on one character, and you'd go through the story or the episode with that one character. But with this show, they keep trying to concentrate on Mariner and Boimler at the same time, and it doesn't work. You strain the episode, and it just seems like a waste of time dealing with one character. Last week's episode, they concentrated on Marina on her own. This episode should have just been concentrated on Boimler on the Titan. This show is just beyond stupid. And the people writing this, they really have to keep telling you about past Star Trek. It's the only thing they know what to do anymore with this show. Just to name shit from the past. Because that was the majority of this episode, from Mariner's point. And then also from Boimler's point. Naming shit from the past they had nothing to do with. This show is just a massive piss take out of Star Trek. And how they think they can keep this shit going for a third season, I don't even get it. Like, the passion I have for reviewing this show is non-existent. I mean, if you watch my reviews of season 1, you at least could feel that I actually was trying to fucking watch this show. But with these episodes, I can't be arsed. This show has nothing good going for it. No characters are interesting. No storyline is interesting. But until they cancel it, or until I get seriously bored, I'll keep reviewing it. So I'm going to go into spoilers now. So if you don't want to hear spoilers, leave now. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the episode starts off with Mariner heading to the shower, bumping into the jet guy from, I think, the first season, who's joining their team to replace Boimler, because that lasts long. they go to the shower room, and then Jet and Marina start to have a competition with who can take the most heat from the what's the shower called again? Shower. Well, I don't know what the shower's called, but it's a special kind of shower. It doesn't use water. It's like uses heat or something. That's gonna annoy me all day now. Anyway, so Jet and Mariner start to have a competition with the heat, in how hot they can go. Everybody else in the room just runs off because again it's just ridiculous. They start bleeding from their nose, both of them, and then the episode goes into the credits. We then go to Boimler, who's on the Titan, and again, as I said, if this episode had concentrated more on Boimler, or only on Boimler, it would have been interesting. Because Boimler isn't having such a fun time on the Titan, because the Titan actually does crazy shit, because apparently Riker does crazy shit. Now, the biggest problem I have with this episode is Riker has turned into such a fucking bellend. I mean, what the fuck? Like, he seems to keep putting his leg on shit when he's trying to be this, like, massive hero type person, which is ridiculous. Because, again, I watched Riker in The Next Generation. He was level-headed, not a fucking jock. It's embarrassing. The guy who plays fucking Riker is actually voicing the character, and he has no problem with them fucking up his character. Again, all you gotta do is watch Next Generations to see real Riker, because this fucking character is just not Riker. Like, yes, did Riker do spontaneous shit? Yes, but he wasn't deluded. I mean, this guy turned down so many fucking captaincies to stay on the fucking Enterprise because he wanted to stay close to fucking Picard. And, you know, every time Picard wanted to go on an away mission, but, you know, Riker was there to stop him because he had to remind him that he's the captain of a ship, not a fucking away person. I mean, or not a fucking low-level crew member. But in this show, they keep making him this absolute moron. Or this macho prick. And Riker was just never that. He was a smart, level-headed, you know, number one. Yes, he was daring. Yes, he did crazy shit. But he wasn't a fucking moron. So, where this character has come from, I have no idea. But anyway, they're attacking the Packlids. Well, they're attacking the Packlid ship because apparently they have been attacking mining planets to steal equipment from them, and Riker is now going to set a trap for them by heading to a mine that's not been attacked, wait for the Packlids to attack and stick a tracking device on their ship to find out where they're storing all this dangerous material they can use to blow up planets or ships or stuff. So basically the Titan's been sent to stop the Packlids, basically. In the room, on the away mission. No, that's not it. So I'm trying to remember what happened next. In the meeting room where Boimler is, he keeps trying to read the logs in front of Riker while Riker's trying to explain the mission to him. And yeah, it was just a cringe-worthy scene. We then go back to the Cerritos, where the ship is helping the Collectors Guild with clearing out a collector's stuff, basically. They keep bringing up, you know, the fact one of the Collectors Guild tried to steal data. Again, this show keeps trying to bring up shit from other episodes, because again, they seem to think that's interesting. Or, I don't know, maybe they're trying to prove to people watching this show they actually know things about Star Trek, but that is not gonna fucking fool anybody. It's obvious these people who are writing this show have no fucking idea what they're doing. It just really rings true to that. Also, there's a new security officer who is a Tamoran, whose name is Cashin. I think it's Cashin. I didn't catch his name that much. But yeah, he's the same race that Picard bumped into in one of the episodes where he had to fight their captain, but I didn't speak English, and they speak some crazy dialect that sounds like English. It's basically that race, but apparently they've now joined Starfleet. Don't know when that happened, but this is the first Tamorian that is in Starfleet, and he's the Cerritos' head of security. I am still bummed about the Bajoran security officer dying. He was still an interesting character because he was just over the top, and that was actually fun to watch. But there you go. So Marina, Jet, and Tendi beam over to the Collector's ship. They meet up with the Collector's Guild person who tells them what they need to do, which is pretty much move everything so they can collect, so he can take over the place, I think. But Jet and Marina keep trying to have fights with each other because it's pretty much just who's got the bigger dick competition between them, which is what was going through the entire episode. Oh, and Rutherford was there. Again, this show has not learned a goddamn thing from season 1. Tendi and Rutherford are just extras. That's all they ever are. That's why I have to keep fucking reminding myself their fucking names, because they're barely in these episodes, and when they are, they literally are just background characters. Yes, they may say a few things, but that's about it. The show is only concentrated on Marina and fucking Boimler. Anyway, whilst they're moving stuff, they apparently trip a security system. The person who was the owner of this collection then has a shitload of defences. Then the defences turn Cashin into some sort of doll. I don't know. Oh, we also find fucking Kalis' sex helmet. Because that's supposed to be funny. Because Kalis had a fucking sex helmet. Again, the Rick and Morty audience. Because that shit would apparently be funny to a stoner or a 5-year-old. My God. Oh, and they swear in this episode. It's like, it's getting ridiculous now. With the amount of fucking childish shit this show has in it. Anyway, so I'm just going to get through the Marina crap fast because I just can't be asked to stick on it any longer. So Marina goes through with her crew. She wants to take a dangerous... Well, no, she runs through a door. So does the rest of the crew. The door closes. They manage to get away from some of the Collector's defences. She wants to go the most dangerous way through the ship because she's Marina and she's just that crazy. But then Jet speaks up and says, yeah, why don't we just go the easier way to the escape pods? And Marina thinks that's him trying to take control of the group. No, Marina, that's him trying to make sure people don't fucking die. You fucking deluded bitch. So they run through some sort of fucking bone collection the Collector had. Turns out the Collector who's with them stole Kalis' sex helmet because that shit is just not fucking funny. That's what's turned on the security system, but the person who stole the helmet refuses to put it back, but ends up getting crushed by some sort of skeleton of a massive Federation officer. I don't know how the fuck that's happened, but there you go. And I mean, how the fuck can there be that much of a person anyway? Then Marina and Jet have a fight on top of this fucking skeleton because Marina has to keep moaning that nobody's listening to her, and they're listening to Jet because he's the smart one in the group, because he generally is. And then we have these fucking robots come around, and Marina makes a joke that he's going to suck me to death, And it turns out that's what they actually do. They're going to suck them to death. Because that's a real defense of this ship. My fucking god. Let's hurry up this. So Marina grabs a bone. She smashes a few of them. Jet has the idea of blocking off the room they're in so the robots don't get in there and kill them. So they do that. Marina and Jet keep having fights with each other because because they still pretty much want to know who's in charge of the group. Turns out they both decide it should be none of them because Tendi and Rutherford should be the ones in charge because we have to give them screen time. Or in this show's reasoning is they might have a better plan. For fuck's sake. So Tendi brings up the fact that they have some sort of bone fragment that they can melt down that is powerful enough to melt through the wall. Rutherford helps her with that. They burn through the wall and then they run to the escape pods and they have escaped the collector's ship. And the captain has a little story where she's having a command review and she's been trying to be hands off. I mean, she's been hands off most of this fucking show, so I don't understand why they put that in her recommendations to do. But there you go. Yeah, and that's the end of Marina's part in this episode. Let's get to the at least okay shit. So Boimler is going undercover to the mine so that they can stick a tracker device on the Packled's shuttle when they attack the mine. The Packleds attack the mine, and turns out the group that Boimler is with are a bunch of fucking hotheads who only join Starfleet because they want to have phaser fights, and they make jokes about Riker on the Enterprise saying that all he had to do was listen to music and be in bands and shit. It's like, you do realise the Enterprise fought the Borg. Again, Boimler brings this up as well, but even so, Starfleet officers are not fucking jocks. They're not insane. They're not all like, oh yeah, I want to fucking have phaser fights. It's like, you don't join Starfleet to become a soldier. You join Starfleet to become a scientist. I mean, I think the people who made this show don't understand that. Or at least not as much as they think they do. So the Packers attack. They try to stick the device on the shuttle. Well, they try to get to the shuttle to stick the tracking device on it. Turns out but when they try to attack one of these Packleds, it turns out it's just a bunch of fucking snacks. And then that alerts the Packleds to the fact there's Federation soldiers there, or Federation personnel there. They attack them. They run into the drill room, and then you have this scene where the three jocks basically keep saying, "Oh yeah, I can't wait for a phaser fight. Oh, this is what I joined Starfleet for. Let's put all our hands in the center and say who," basically. And then Boimler just goes on this little fucking pussy talk about, oh, I joined Starfleet because I wanted to be a scientist and all that shit. It's like, yeah, I get it, but the way Boimler goes on about it, it's just, oh my god, it's just such fucking pussy way of saying it. It really is. But in the same regards, Boimler brings up, same regards? Anyway, in this same scene, Boimler brings up Riker's transport accident. We had a clone brought about him. And what else did he do? Then he has the massive idea because they can't beam them out because the drill is blocking the transporter, Boimler has the idea of turning the drill on and managing to fix that so that they can use the transporters to beam them out of the room so the Packleds don't kill them all. So it works. They manage to beam out the three jocks. Boimler then gets chased by a couple of Packleds because they get through the door. He then gets trapped under rubble. but they managed to beam Boimler out as well. But it turns out Boimler has got this. Well, the same thing has happened to Boimler, the same thing as Riker. He has a twin now, and then the twin becomes the main crew member of the Titan because Boimler then gets sent back to his ship, to the Cerritos. And that's the end of Boimler's time on the fucking Titan. Because the new Boimler fucking changes his name because, yeah, that's obvious. Again, I don't think Starfleet would have fucking let this happen. I mean, there's rules to be... Anyway, I'm just going to hurry this up. So, Boimler goes back to Cerritos. Marina pretty much reminds him that I'm not going to forgive you for abandoning me, and then the episode ends with the fact that Boimler is just going to be the same little prick as he was in season 1. And that's the end of the episode. Not great, pretty boring, and I think I'm just done with this show. I don't know if I'm going to keep reviewing these episodes. If the next episode is as terrible as I think it's going to be, maybe. But if it's just like this episode, boring, I think I'm just going to cut out this. This show is just not good. It's pretty pointless. And again, nobody's really talking about it. So, if they do make a season 3 on this show, I don't think I'm going to cover it. It's a waste of time, this show. It does nothing for anybody. And that's just my thoughts. If you like this review, give it a like. If you dislike this review, give it a dislike. And if you like my content, do think about subscribing. Hail the Phantom Menace, long live CG, and fuck SJWs. Bye.